This is a fantastic moment for me. I'm in the presence of a wild American alligator. I've interacted with alligators multiple times in captive settings, but this one here, this beautiful female, she is part of the environment and has a valuable role in the ecosystem. Very cool. The American alligator is found throughout the state of Florida. Their range extends west through Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, to southeastern Texas. They can be found as far north as McCurtain County, Oklahoma, where local populations encounter freezing temperatures annually. Alligators are also found in parts of southern Arkansas and, of course, north and South Carolina, and there are reports of an isolated remote population in Tennessee. The American alligator's ability to tolerate cooler temperatures is an adaptation, allowing them to expand their range. In northern parts of their range, where freezing temperatures are encountered annually, alligators have been observed to have their snouts frozen in the top layer of ice. During these winter periods, the alligator goes into a state of reduced activity called brumation. The alligator's metabolism and heart rate slows, and they will move very little during this time. They will also feed very little during this time, but man, when they do feed, it is a stunning sight to behold. American alligators will eat prey items whole, but if it's too large, they break it down in one of two ways. They have the death roll, where they grab a limb or large piece of flesh and clamp down with their powerful jaws. From here, they roll. Their piercing teeth and heavier weight and rolling momentum cause the flesh to tear. From here, they'll lean their head back and the food will fall to the back of the throat. The other method is I like to call the head swing tear. It's just a term I really made up. The gator will grab the prey item, rise vertically up out of the water, and swing its head away downward, causing it to tear off into a manageable piece. You know what? I better look behind me just to make sure I don't have any surprises. Here is where they are coming in and out of the water to bask on land. There's probably a few, maybe one or two underneath this deck that I don't even know about. Here's a rundown on their classification. Note the flattened snout of the alligator. It aids in a crushing ability. This is especially useful for breaking down the turtle shells. Turtles are one of their favorite prey. Juvenile alligators consume mostly insects. As they grow, their teeth become less needle-like and more robust for larger prey. Larger prey, which will include fish, amphibians, a variety of reptiles, including themselves, birds, and mammals. This beautiful female has been basking to raise her body temperature. She's full of eggs. She should lay any time. All right. Now there's an alligator that's barely visible right there in the center of the frame, and it goes under and disappears right now. They're very shy. I spent a little time with this specimen here, and he proved to be rather interesting. American alligators are dimorphic, meaning that you can distinguish between the sexes by certain specific external characteristics. In the case of the alligator, the males grow larger than the females. In addition to that, the males have larger heads. Now, this is a young specimen, and you can see if you look at the flanks, the faint crossbars. I wouldn't guess that this specimen is much older than 2, maybe 3 years old. The large head readily identifies this specimen as a male. This specimen is approximately 7 feet long. Now, this alligator's also hoping that I will feed him. I can tell by observing this gator that somebody's been feeding him, and you never really want to feed alligators. Now, as you can see, this specimen is looking up at the straps dangling from my GoPro and has an interest in them, and this seems to indicate that, that this gator's been offered food and keeps coming back to this area because of this. It is illegal and dangerous to feed wild alligators. They lose their fear of people and often end up in accidents with people. Feeding gators is a good way to end up with a dead gator. So don't do it, and it's against the law. On this trail, I observed numerous Florida softshell turtles. I'll bet there's a nest nearby that just recently hatched. Thanks for watching, and there's a new video coming soon.